I have a complicated history with food. I've spoken before about how I've swung between eating disorders and disordered eating most of my life. But the long and short of it is I balance food aversions, food allergies, binge eating, low energy, and physical capacity. This means that making meals absolutely sucks for me. If I'm not battling the physical chore of it, I am mentally arguing with myself about all kinds of things. In spite of all this, my husband and I feed ourselves and 5 kids 3 times a day. So I want to share a few tips that have made feeding myself and my family easier if you can relate to what I'm going through. Number 1, I am realistic about when I'll be at lower capacity and aware that I can suddenly find myself at a lower capacity. Can I be real honest with you? The amount of times I have planned complex meals or guilted myself into buying a basket of fresh produce only to have the fruits and veggies rot in the fridge is astronomical. I am hyper aware that the food I eat causes me to feel better or worse, especially with autoimmune diseases. That knowledge has given me enormous stress as I've tried to plan approximately 21 healthy meals a week, all the while navigating gluten-free, dairy-free, and meat-free dietary needs and energy that can plummet right when I need it the most. The pressure I pile on myself finally put me into a space where I'd fully plan and shop for 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, and 7 dinners for 7 people, only to end up ordering fast food like 50% of the time and feeling like a failure 100% of the time. After years of agonizing about planning and executing meals, I finally decided to approach food adaptively, like I do my cleaning. I sat down and I thought about when I was typically at a lower capacity. And after some thinking, I realized that I'm far less able to make meals when I'm in a flare or I'm exhausted or when my husband works because he works at night. With that in mind, we needed to plan for 3 to 4 frozen or already prepared dinners a week. Number 2, I add as much nourishing food as I can and make everything as easy as possible when I am at a lower capacity. And I do this at the most logical level that I can. I can wish all day long that I had the bandwidth to wash and cut fresh produce multiple times a day, lovingly make fresh bread from scratch and fill my home with the smell of onions, garlic, and fresh herbs sauteing on the stove. When I'm at high capacity, I can sometimes swing those things, but since I'm mostly not, what do? I buy fruit that's easy to prep, and I also keep frozen fruit stocked. I buy steamable vegetables that can be microwave seasoned and added to supplement our frozen meals in less than 10 minutes. I keep hearty, easy to make meals and snacks in the pantry. I have ingredients stocked for protein drinks because that's a super quick way to get a ton of nutrients into our bodies. I have a lot of frozen meals that I keep stocked. And I used to order groceries and have them delivered, which saves so much time and stress for me, but it's way more expensive in Oregon than it was in Texas. But that's still a great tip if that's something that you're able to do. And I also keep ingredients on hand for really simple meals that I can make on days when I have more average capacity. So I can throw together spaghetti, for instance, in like 15 minutes. And number 3, I remember that I'm keeping everyone fed and I don't need to make it harder than it has to be. I can very quickly devolve into thinking that our lives depend on the quality of food we eat. And that's a tough one because the truth is less processed foods make me feel better, make everyone feel better. The other truth is that I can't push myself into cooking a meal every night, and if that's my expectation, then we will often find ourselves eating fast food. I'm not knocking fast food because it too serves a function, but it's more expensive and it has less nutritional value than whatever we can throw together at home. When I let all the noise, input, and pressure fall away, I know I'm doing the best I can with the tools and resources I have in this season of life. And in this season of life, I have to tackle this ongoing chore in the most realistic, loving, and logical way that I can. And so do you.